The Washington Post is reporting today that the Clinton administration is taking the war on AIDS to the next level. The paper says the National Security Council is calling the epidemic a threat to our national security and free market democracies all over the globe, requesting double the amount of funding to battle AIDS overseas as the front of this war, southern Africa, where 1/4 of the population is projected to die from the deadly disease within the next decade. And joining us now is AIDS hotline counselor for the New York City gay men's health crisis, Glenn Plaskin. Thanks for being here.
Morning.
It's a shocking report out in the Washington Post whether or not we actually think that the AIDS crisis is something that threatens our national security. Some of the statistics that came out in that article
It certainly
are startling.
threatens our young people. There are 40,000 people infected in the U.S. every year, and half of them are under age 25. And it is shocking that 49 million people in the world have AIDS, and 16.3 million of them have already died. So it's not only a threat to our national security, but it's really a threat to every family.
And what's happening in southern Africa, which is so startling, of the 16 million who have died, 11 million are in that region of the world.
And what's even sadder is that they do not have this new generation of AIDS-fighting medications that we have. Many people in the United States are fortunate to have them. And at the GMHC hotline, we get 40,000 calls a year from men and women, heterosexual, homosexual, bisexual, any sexual. Because as Elizabeth Taylor says in the Family Circle article, this is a hit-or-miss bullet. It can hit anybody. And so what we really try to do in the article is tell people how they can prevent getting HIV.
And that's one thing we didn't talk about, is that there's an article that's coming out of Family Circle.
It is out. And in it, I'm really pleased that the magazine, which reaches 24 million people, Susan Ungaro, the editor-in-chief, wanted to take the initiative of putting a box in the article and showing the 10 biggest misconceptions about HIV and how you can, and what the truth is. For instance, we get so many calls from people who say, can you get it from saliva? You can't get it from saliva, sweat, tears, human waste.
No, but I think it's still timely to say heterosexuals beware. I mean, that is the primary mode of transmission in Africa, where most people have died, is heterosexual transmission. I know it seems outdated to bring that up now. We know that it's also homosexual transmission, but it's largely heterosexual transmission.
Yes, it is,
now.
through unprotected intercourse, and of course in this country through intravenous drug use.
Okay, so as we look at it, a shocking statistic out in the Washington Post today, a lot to be done worldwide, and certainly a lot still left to be done here in the United States.
And if anyone needs information, please call us at 1-800-AIDS-NYC.
Thanks very much, Glenn Plaskin.
Thank you.